Hello, this is 187 Last Word and Frag Units kinGy back with the second game between Frag Units kinGy and ViPeR. This time we're on the US server and we have CTF Thorns, which was ViPeR's map choice.
Yeah.
This time ViPeR has the low ping and kinGy has the 150 or 140 ping. And yeah, I guess ViPeR chose this map because with low ping, it's easier to collect the
Yeah, it's
power-ups and
basically
a big
uh,
advantage.
yeah the map you want to vote when you want a safe win against someone who plays with a high ping.
Yeah,
And you already saw a big disadvantage of this map because yeah, well, sometimes yeah, it's a mirrored map, but the spawns are not mirrored, so one can spawn closer to the shield belt and even can spawn right on the keg.
yeah,
And yeah, well, it's pretty unfair. And this is the first time I played this map on a competitive level, and yeah, it's very likely I'm going to change this fact in future tournaments, simply
yeah,
because I notice it's yeah, well, it's game deciding.
yeah, and also it's a disadvantage from right from the start when you're on the red team, because on the
Yeah,
blue team you can spawn on the keg and on the shield belt side, which you cannot on the red side because the keg is on the opposite side of the shield belt. So yeah,
yeah.
I guess you should have just chosen blue team.
Yeah, next time. Yeah, well, and with the first shield belt already going to ViPeR, I was pretty sure this was the game, because once he had the shield belt, he could fly just into my face again and again, and timing the next one. And there was not, yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. There again, he was smart. Unlike Master, he waited for the power-ups instead of just going blindly for the flag captures.
Yeah,
And that's how you should do it.
yeah.
Yeah, ViPeR was
It's
playing pretty smart right there, because as I said, going for the power-ups is what you want on this map, and he's doing a pretty good job right there, keeping me
yeah.
down and keeping me away from the power-ups.
Yeah. Yeah, he spams in a smart way there,
Yeah,
just always between you and the shield belt position.
yeah, and I guess, well, I knew the shield bit was going by, I guess so was he, and all he had to do with the sloping was to do a good positioning, and yeah, well, that's basically it. And yeah, I lost him for a moment.
Yeah, and I think that made you dangerous right there because he was confused and then turned around, although he could have pulled it through and got hit by a six-pack. Yeah, so basically you gave this match up after like 5 seconds when you didn't
Yeah,
get the
well,
shield belt.
I realized this in the moment when the game started, that wait, this map is just, or the spawns are way too unfair, and I was already trying to figure out how to fix this in the next tournament, because as I said, I was never playing this map on a competitive level,
Ooh,
and
a huge takeoff
yeah,
there from ViPeR. And yeah,
and so yeah, I realized that's it, and I tried to focus on the next match already.
yeah. Similar to me.
Similar, yeah, one didn't want to say similar, but even if I did one or two captures, it's just, yeah, it's a no-go. I couldn't win on this one.
It's just said that I never suffered a rampage from ViPeR.
Yeah, well, versus you, he picked Junior Arena, if I'm correctly. Yeah,
Did he?
yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know why that rocket hit me, but it's just a high ping.
And another huge takeoff, and shooting at the ceiling there. He wanted to suicide.
Yep, well, he managed to after the second try.
And this time you get the flag.
And we mentioned it in other games, a dodge race versus someone with a lower ping. It's just, well, it's not worth it. And there, I knew the shield bed was coming, and I also knew the keg was there, and I just tried to trick ViPeR, and I went for the keg, but he didn't fall for it.
Yeah.
So he grabbed the shield belt instead. Yeah, and I kinda gambled, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, ViPeR plays this pretty solid, not making any mistakes. So
Yeah.
there's almost nothing you can do.
And again, the proof that you need to shield build, because you can just fly into the face of your opponent. There again, you just survive it. And yeah, well, that's the
He's
key
even
to win
taking
on
the
this
last
map.
shield belt.
Yeah.
Did you get but one shield? Yeah, you got one.
Yeah, I got one. Well,
You got
GG.
7.
And so, yeah, the next game will be played on the US server using Neonut, and I promise this is going to be interesting.
I'm looking forward.